Thank you once again for joining us for the 3-in-1, your favorite motor program where we get to showcase and display for you the cars of choice. We are looking at beauty, we are looking at performance and purpose of that car that you really want to drive or you dream to drive at one point. My name is Benson Putero and we are here at Molapo Motors in Gaborone, the home of Alfa Romeo, Fiat, Hyundai, Jeep. This is where we are. I'm not alone. Today we are looking at the Jeep Compass Trailhawk. And to analyze this car, I am with our resident car analyst. They say he's got a big brain in a small head because of his vast knowledge of automobiles. Alpha, welcome.
Thank you, Benson. As always, motorsport is my first love and cars are my passion.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. If that's your passion, you're driven by passion, that's what I need to hear. Let us talk about the car behind you. This is a Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Tell me about it.
Benson, thank you. The car behind me is the 2019 Jeep Compass. It's a facelift of the previous generation. It's powered by a 2.4 liter four-cylinder inline engine.
Okay.
It does 0 to 100 in roughly around 11.8 seconds. It has a top speed of 185 kilometers per hour, and has a boot capacity of say 480 liters.
Okay.
It's a 4x4, by the way.
Is it a permanent 4x4, or you can choose to go 4x2 on the car?
It's selectable.
Okay.
Yes, shiftable. Yes.
Lovely stuff. Now let us talk about the engine. We go back to the engine and try to discuss and give a view, a picture of the 2.4 liter engine. Petrol, diesel, what are we talking about?
It's a petrol engine.
Okay.
And looking at the numbers, top speed 185 kilometers per hour, consumption 11.8, 0 to 100 roughly 11.8 seconds, and that shows you that it's not naturally a fast car.
Okay.
But that's just like a normal entry level.
How do you classify the car? Would you say it's an upper race sedan? Would you say it's a sports utility vehicle, SUV? How do you want to categorize the car?
It falls within the base models of the SUVs, and it's in the market segment with your Audi Q3,
yes,
Beamer X1, X2, the Volvo XC40, the Mazda CX-5.
Okay.
That's the segment that is in.
We talked about the engine, the 2.4 liter engine, and normally I like to situate the cars or whatever choices that people seek to make to where we are, Botswana. What sort of terrain can this car serve?
It goes everywhere, and if you are like owning it from this country, it has another feature that you don't normally get to use. That is the snow.
Okay.
It's able to move in the snow, like it's comfortable everywhere.
But we never know, because with the challenges of climate change, maybe one day when we wake up to a certain type of weather, we will be having snow, and those that have got cars like these that are functional, multifunctional, they'll be able to use it in that sort of condition.
Yes, you know, many of the things do happen for the right purposes. And like you have said, we never get to experience the capacity of this Jeep when it's snowy. But Jeep as a whole, they have what we call the Jeep experience, okay, whereby at a particular time, probably or mainly towards the end of the year, they invite all Jeep owners to a gathering that lasts for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And at the very same Jeep experience, they get to unpack the whole Jeep family for owners to get to know better what they have purchased.
Okay.
That's the advantage of owning a Jeep.
Okay, that is in banking you'd call it financial literacy, where you educate your consumers, your bankers on how to use the monies, on how to save, and so on and so forth. So if Jeep is what is actually doing that sort of thing, where they talk about the Jeep experience and letting people know what they have to offer, what they are already owning, and of what benefits can accrue, I think that's something to pat the shoulder upon. Let us now talk about the Jeep. It is known for so much power, that it is a powerhouse. But it's such a rarity to find any one person, especially in Botswana, with a Jeep hooked with a tow bar and maybe using it for the right purposes. What do you think is happening? We don't see people using the Jeep the way they have to use it. We see it in urban areas, but really this is a workhorse. We would expect to have it in the ranches.
Jeep to start with is a lifestyle car. And like you have said, we know Jeep as a powerful car. Back in the day, Jeep was solely focused on the masculinity that you are talking about. But with times evolving and more people wanting to own a Jeep, but having their own problems with the bigger engined cars, Jeep decided to target that market segment. That's the introduction of the 2.4 liters, the downsizing of engines from the V8s, V12s to smaller engine cars, and the introduction of the engines, rather the fuel saving technologies, whereby big engine cars normally shut down half of the cylinders they are to operate with and use the remaining half, depending on the driving mode. Because
in the Americas, yes, they pride in the fact that the gasoline is cheap, but you come back to Africa here, we have to dry our pockets in order to fill up our tanks.
Yes, and still talking of size, we must take into consideration that Jeep is originally American. So the Americans, they have their own way of doing things.
Let us go into the safety of the Jeep. You talked that the Jeep Compass here that we are looking at today, the Trailhawk, it is not particularly fast. It's not a car meant for speed, but it can work somehow. It is a powerhouse of a car. It's like a workhorse. What safety features can we expect?
Safety features of this car are twofold. One, they've looked at the passenger side of things when you're driving in town, in a village, and in upmarket places. It comes standard with your aircon, ABS, Bluetooth connectivity, airbags, 6 airbags.
It's got 6 airbags?
6 airbags, yes.
Okay.
And when you look at the off-road side of things, it comes standard with the dial that is positioned between the front seats that allows you to switch gears from mud, terrain, sand, rocky, and the snow that I've mentioned earlier on.
Lovely.
It's actually for modes, but when you carefully look at the dial, there are 5 modes. The other one is auto. Okay. The intelligence of Jeep here is if you are driving like what's one car, then you switch the terrain and then you forget to switch the dial to the proper.
Yes.
It
automatically adapts to the track, yes, to the terrain, and then you can drive in that sort of mode. Thank you so much. Hold your thoughts. I want for us to go for a break. When we come back from the break, I want us to go inside of the car to understand exactly what the Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Today we are not talking about the Trailhawk. There's another Jeep that at some point we'll give it to you in an installment of 3-in-1. That is the Jeep Trailhawk, the fastest, arguably so, the fastest SUV on the face of the planet. But today we've got its nephew in the form of the Jeep Compass Trailhawk 2.4 liter. Don't go away. Stay tuned. This is 3-in-1. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. This is a 3-in-1. We are here at Molapo Motors in Gaborone, the home of Alfa Romeo, Fiat, Hyundai, Jeep, lovely cars. But today we've got the Jeep Compass Trailhawk 2.4-liter engine, 129 kilowatt output of a car. I'm with the master himself, our resident car analyst. Alpha, where the Romeo is, I don't know, but I have Alpha with me here today. Let us talk about the inside of the Jeep Compass.
Thanks again, Benson. Like I've said earlier on that this is the entry level of the SUV segment. The space is sufficient enough to carry 5 passengers. All are given their own safety belts.
Okay.
The boot capacity is 480 liters. That shows you that it's even more capable enough to carry a luggage and a half for all these people.
Okay. Let us talk about the display, the dash. We know that in modern day technology and many other cars that we can mention here, there's touch screens, there's buttons, there's the Bluetooth, there's the infrared, there's the smart, the intelligent technology that can speak to the safety of the car, that can talk to the distance and alert you. What should we be expecting inside of the Jeep Compass, the Master?
To start with, the dashboard is not that much classy, and at the same time it's not a low life kind of a dashboard.
Okay.
It's in between the high and the low performance. You can expect your non-touchscreen device, but there is the Bluetooth connectivity. There are the dials for the radio on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is not that much big. It's of an average size. It's got leather seats. You have an option of mixing both the leather and the suede. You've got your air cord, your ABS is there, and quite a number of...
And the ABS obviously is outside. We're talking about the brakes outside and stuff like that. But look, we talk of entertainment while we're driving. We're no longer in the era of analog and stereotypes. So can one expect in terms of entertainment the variety in terms of maybe your auxiliary connections, your Bluetooth compatibility there, your CD, maybe CD shuttle so that you can load more music and sorts. Can that expectation be fulfilled?
100% Benson. The radio, like I've said, has got Bluetooth connectivity. There are ports for the memory stick. That is one behind the gear lever. Then there's the other one for your rear passengers in between both the front seats. And it's upmarket, yes.
Upmarket, it's a relevant car. One of the aspects that normally when we purchase our automobiles, we forget to bear in our heads is that we live in a country that is a developing country. We come to the cities because of the matters of bread and butter, but we've got our respective home villages, and sometimes we travel at night. I want to talk about the lighting of the car. You know, sometimes you have your normal lights, sometimes you're talking about the xenon lights and the lights that are smarter. We've got problems on our roads where sometimes you just bump on or hit a cow. So in terms of the lighting, what satisfaction should we expect?
The lights are not that much upmarket, but they are intelligent because they have what we call the auto dimming, whereby when you are driving and your lights are on, when there's another car coming, once it reaches a particular zone, they automatically dim in case you forget to. They have the daytime running light, and that's all you can expect from it. Mind you, it's not that much a fast car. At the same time, it's not a cheap car.
Okay.
And still talking of safety, the one thing that I almost forget to mention is the stamp of approval.
Okay. Tell them about stamp of approval. Maybe we're thinking we're going to post. You need to speak to that one so that we simplify it for our viewers.
The stamp of approval that I'm referring to is if you carefully look on the fender here, there's this badge that is trail rated 4x4. Okay. That is a site that this guy has been tested through and through over various...
Who tests the car? Who does the accreditation to give this badge of honor this badge of certification?
The manufacturer.
The manufacturer himself. Is this in accordance with the international standards that are set? You know, sometimes we talk about standardization.
Yes, not only the stamp of approval, even the emission standards are tested using European Union standards.
Let's talk about emissions. I like the fact that you pitched it up. Let's talk about emissions. Obviously, this is a petrol, it is not a diesel, but it also, as a petrol, has its own emissions. What considerations have they put in place to ensure that it is not environmentally harmful?
Across all the motoring industry, there used to be this trust from the testers on the manufacturers. Now the manufacturers being people, what they used to do was to manufacture like a single unit, take it to the test, and then after it has passed, the other units will come and go.
They will just say that because by extension they are also tested without having tested them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with time, it was realized that some of, I'm not saying Jeep, I'm saying some of the manufacturers were bypassing the system.
Okay.
So the powers that be came up with a standard measurement that each and every car has to
go through the test. You don't say, because I've tried my shoes, I'm size 8, you are size 8, and therefore you don't need to try them. All of them have been tested for quality assurance.
Exactly. You don't say, since my father is a priest, I'm a priest as well.
Yes. You cannot inherit.
So you can rest, yeah, so the world can rest assured that this car has gone through those emission standard tests.
That is the master himself. He is so knowledgeable when it comes to cars, and that is why we trust him here. 3-in-1 for your viewing pleasure, for your knowledge, so is that you can amass exactly what we are talking about when we talk about these cars. The cars are going to be driven by you, they are owned by you, and as 3-in-1, all we can bring to you is the beauty, the purpose, and the performance of your choice. Thank you. We'll come back. And when we come back, we are going to go inside of the car now. Seeing is believing. We'll start the car for you. We'll see the insides of the car. Don't go away.
This is the 2019 Jeep Compass 4x4 Trailhawk. It's a facelift of the first generation. It's one car that you can rely on because to start with, it's a Jeep, and Jeep has passed the test of time for many years, spending over 80 years with Jeep has been there. And Jeep is American naturally. It has passed the test of almost every test that it has been taken through. Okay. And a Jeep is a Jeep, it will always remain a Jeep. Okay. The one thing that when we decide to purchase it is because since it is a facelift, you are sure of the coming 4 or 5 years without another facelift coming
without another facelift, and therefore you would not be bored. It's a car that you're going to enjoy. We are back and I've got the keys to the Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Let me invite Sasha and her beloved partner to come in and start the car for us. Please go into the car and start it for us. We'll be going inside of this car. But first and foremost, as they board the car, they will settle. She will start the car for us. We listen, it's a 2.4 liter. It's not a humongous engine. We don't expect. There it goes. It's just a normal 2.4 liter engine direct injection? Is it direct injection?
Direct injection,
direct
yes.
injection, four cylinder?
Four
yes.
inline.
Okay. Please rev it for us. We want to hear that. You see, even when she revs it, you don't expect a very loud. You rev it again for the benefit of those. Rev it again. Yes. That is the car. This is the car that you may want to use as a family, and as a family unit you can go on your adventure, on your travel. It is also the car that you can also use here in the city. It is not a very big car, it is portable, and therefore when you consider the issues of going to the shopping malls, the parking spaces and sorts, it's a car that you can use with accustomed ease. Thank you very much for having tuned in on your favorite motoring show, 3-in-1, Beauty, Performance and Purpose. Today we were here at Molapo Motors in Gaborone, the home of Alfa Romeo, the home of Hyundai, the home of Fiat, the home of Jeep, a lovely showroom, a place to be. But what more can we say? Today we have had all the information about the Jeep Compass Trailhawk 2.4 liter petrol engine. It's a 4x4, a whooping 129 kilowatts. Until we meet again for the next edition of 3-in-1. Bye-bye.